the challenges of life and you look at it and embrace whatever comes to you. Don't run from it. Step toward it. Don't try and duck it like most people do. See, most people want it easy. See, easy come, easy what? Easy go. See, but when you go at what you're going to deal with and you deal with the difficulties of it, when you handle those hard things close at hand, making those hard decisions right now that you don't want to make, learning those things that you don't like to do, but you know that in order for you to get where you want to go, this is one of the hoops that you have to flip through. And I'm saying to you, whatever you got to do it, because if you don't, life is going to whoop you until you surrender.
Mere Mortalites, welcome back to another edition of the Mere Mortals videos. Today, I am sitting outside at Crossfit Torian, and I'm going to begin the filming journey towards the CrossFit Open with Crossfit Torian. One of the largest boxes in Australia. Crossfit Torian holds probably over 200 members who are going to be participating in the Open. We'll actually get those stats by the end of this filming. You'll see individuals like Roy's Dunn, an experienced games athlete, other individuals like Jack Jeffries, up-and-coming stars of CrossFit, and hopefully something that makes a big impact in the next years to come. But you'll also see individuals who are doing it for fun, and you'll get to experience a CrossFit Torian experience. So let's get into it.
It was alright, I guess. Like, I don't know, wall walks are like a good movement for me, but it was paired with dumbbell snatch and box jump over, which last year was my worst workout, so I didn't know like how it was going to go. It was alright,
But yeah, my thoughts leading in were very much just, there are three movements that I'm really competent in, and this workout is not one in the first 3 minutes. It's a steady progression, and it's really important that you just don't stop moving.
22.1, so I was pretty, I was pretty happy with the workout. I was kind of a bit more in my wheelhouse, and the goal going in it was just to get 9 rounds. And the strategy was just to hold on and just do it one and done. So I don't have to repeat it. But yeah, it was just do the best that you can and keep moving. And then I got the 9 rounds, which was really good.
Barely trained wall walks, so I knew that they were going to be just the issue of the workout. Everything else was completely fine. I knew as soon as I got off the wall walks, I was able to go straight into dumbbell snatch, and then straight onto the box overs. With that step down as well, that's stepping down is like a recovery thing. So it's just okay, cool. So it's like forcing you to slow down and recover in a way. So I knew that the only thing that was going to be holding me back was just going to be the wall walks. So I knew exactly what I needed to do. I was just okay, I'm just going to stick at this same pace because I know that this is what it's going to be.
There's no real strategy. It's very much have a bit of a scan of the live announcements, see what those guys are getting, and then put together a goal of I want to get at least 10 rounds on that first one or something like that, And then, of course, in the moments leading up to it, when you're warming up and just mucking around the gym and stuff, you start to put together, as you chat with other athletes, put together some kind of idea of all right, we're going to push the wall walks and the dumbbells fast and maybe pace the box jump a little bit or whatever. You have an idea of how you're going to attack the workout, but very much it was just another workout in the gym. It's just get started and then see what happens from there. that one was I thought if you could finish it, you were in a really good spot. Like I kind of could sense that it wasn't a very easy workout to finish for most people. And for myself, it was very much like I should finish this. Like I expect that of myself, and it wasn't the hardest workout I've ever done, but it was definitely tough to finish. Like it wasn't easy, but I guess you could say it was never in doubt. I was confident I would get it done, and that was another example of like no real strategy to it, just kind of spitballing before we start. I thought, you know what? Just chatting with Jack, like got to start a little slower than we think. Make sure you don't blow your back up, for example. And I was thinking I'll go on broke on the deadlifts and just go a little bit slow on the burpees. Whereas Jack might be thinking I'll break the deadlifts up, save my back, and I'll try and push the burpee pace a little bit. So you have, like I said, you have this idea of how you'll attack it, but then you just gotta go faster or slower in the workout depending on how you're feeling and depending on what's needed of you, right? So like I obviously probably went a little slower than I wanted to in the middle, but then I made sure I finished really like harder than I wanted to as well to get under that time cap, because that was like a goal of mine, non-negotiable to finish it.
Definitely, yeah.
A year or 2 years ago, I would have probably had to like stop and sit down on the plates for a little while, because anything like hinging and burpees, like barbell hinging and a burpee, just like really doesn't go well for me. So yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be a great one, but it was good to sort of see where I'm at, and I actually do hope they repeat it just so I can see the improvement on it, because I think my deadlifts have come a long way, and they hopefully will continue.
Yeah, doing that, I'd just rest before those deadies and be like, okay, I'm ready to go. And off I go and do my unbroken deadies. And every time I did them, I was like, they feel easier than what I was thinking.
Oh, definitely the second one, the deadlift burpees, just because I was in my strength, so it worked out better.
I remember at the end of workout 2, finishing, we had 2 minutes of the clock, and I was like, right, it's go time. Let's put the gas pedal to the floor, and it was too late.
I thought deadlifts and burpees were going to be fine, but I actually think I was a bit slower, and that one was a bit more challenging than I thought.
Definitely just the deadlifts. Like my deadlift 1RM is like really appalling. My deadlift in like stamina and capacity is just not that great compared to my other, like every other movement. Deadlift is like a really weak movement of mine.
Gotcha.
And then there was like 100 of them in the workout, so I was like, you got to be kidding me.
The strategy was to start unbroken to the sixth round, and then in the 7th round start breaking up 4 and 3 into 2 sets. So I did 4 and 3 in the 7s, I did 5 and 3 on the 8s, I did 5 and 4 on the 5. No, I did 6 and 3 on the 9, and then something on the 10s, right? So that was the plan, and I did that. I actually held that, which was good, but the goal was to hit 6 minutes and then just try and like build to a finish. Yeah, but I hit like 6 minutes and I was like, oh God.
Where's the next gear?
Oh, there was literally none, and I think I finished that workout like, maybe if I had done it again, I might have knocked a bit of time off, and like I would have had to go a bit harder from the start. But I was consistent, like. But at the end, I was like, this was literally, I just didn't have another gear. I had no capacity, and I was like, well, there's not a lot of point in repeating it if you're not really sure what you're going to do better next time.
No, for sure.
Dubs are non-existent in that.
Yep.
But yeah, it was just the thrusters sort of got to me there. Just lack of strength from the lack of training, and lack of willpower, I guess, as well.
The last one. Yeah, muscle ups.
It was the first muscle up I did, because I've been working on them coming into the open, just being a weakness of mine. And then that first rep, I was like, oh boy, this is going to be a long 15 rep stretch.
The thrusters, I think everyone at CrossFit just, naturally hates thrusters because it's
Who doesn't hate
a painful movement.
And then the last one, I was kind of just like, we'll see what happens because of the muscle ups. I had never done them before.
So I had like a bit of a rib injury the week before, so I spent Monday and Tuesday laying in bed, not able to sit up or roll over.
Yep.
I didn't train all week. Friday, when the workout got announced, I couldn't hang from a pull-up bar.
Probably not ideal when you've got to do like pull-ups and muscle-ups and chest to bars.
Not ideal. So I had to wait until, I didn't do it Friday night. I had to wait until Monday Arvo, because it would warm up throughout the day and feel a bit better. So in the afternoon on Monday, I went to Royce's and I did it. Basically, I just planned to, I broke it up more to just save the rib than anything, but it did help me to pace it a bit. So I did the first pull-ups unbroken. I broke the barbell 14 and 7. Then I went 12-6 on the chest to bar, 12-6 on the 52 kilo thruster. And then from there, I just did it unbroken.
If I can get through the first round like unscathed, feels okay, you know, we'll go all right. Jump came off the first set of pull-ups. I was like, okay, we're cool, we got this. Dubs all right. Mid that set of thrusters and like put that bar down after that first set, and I was like, oh no, this is not gonna be good. But then like jumped up, did the chest to bars, and I like the goal was to go unbroken on those chest to bars, but I just messed up my rhythm. Chest to bars, kipping chest to bars are a bit new for me, so they're a bit all over the place, and so I did 15 and 3. And then like everyone knows I like dubs are I'm not a fan of dubs. Like I do them.
You do them, yeah.
I do them, but they never go according to plan. And Jenna and I always have this joke where I warm them up, and if I like trip on the first three, I'm like, oh no, it's gonna be a bad dub day.
You know.
But my dubs, I like warmed up. I was like, good dubs day. Nah, just like tripping all over the place. But you know, I actually find sometimes my dubs get better as I get more fatigued because I try less hard, and I like I'm more.
You get a bit looser. You get a bit more like, okay, yeah. You're thinking about it less. It's almost like moving better.
Yeah, exactly. So towards the end, my dubs actually got better.
That was definitely a decision to like this could be a full sprint. Could really go for it here. But I almost whether I said it out loud or not, I definitely made the call beforehand that I wasn't going to send it. It was going to be just another workout, go through the motions. Definitely a push. Like, once you get out there in the crowd and stuff, you're not going to totally coast it in, but it was very much like you have to save your emotional energy, I guess, almost over the season. Like, it was like I wanted to treat the open like it's just another workout of the day, throwing down with my buddies. Like, I want to beat Christy next to me or beat Jack. Like, that's my level of competitiveness here, is just being my mates in the gym, but not spending too much of that time, anxiety, that stress, that emotional energy you have this early in the season when the only reward would just be a good boost for your confidence, I guess, and a little bit of pride on the leaderboard, but nothing really tangible for the next stage. And so I had a loose idea of like I think I can do it all unbroken, and I'm going to try, but then I'm just going to be flexible with how long I transition. Like, if I'm feeling good and if I was setting it, it'll be straight to the next thing. In my case that night, it was like I'm doing fine here. I had a bit of a breath between the movements and like had a bit of a rest before the thruster just to make it hurt a bit less, and it was very much like an 80 to 90% effort rather than everything I had.
So 22.3, like my gymnastics has really developed a lot in the last year. Like, for me, out of all the things in CrossFit, that was my primary focus throughout the year from last year. Last year I didn't even get one bar muscle up. Last year I was kipping chest to bar for 2 and 3 reps. Like, last year was like a really I need to be better at gymnastics, so that's been my focus. So strategy going into 22.3, like, it was actually more based around like the thrusters. Like, the thrusters were going to be the limiting factor for me, just because I knew I was going to have to break them up. Like, thrusters are not a great movement for me. That's just because I don't train them enough, and like I just haven't prioritized them. But with the gymnastics, like, I just went in and I knew I could hold on to big sets for the pull-ups and even the chest to bars. Like, I did that in three sets, which felt really comfortable. And then I knew when it got to the bar muscle-ups, I was going to try and do sets of 3, but it just didn't work out like that. So I just tried to be consistent, like jumping straight back up. I knew that I was never in any danger of failing a rep. I think that was the biggest thing for me, is like I knew that whenever I jumped up onto that bar, I was definitely going to hit the bar muscle up. I knew I was never in any danger of failing.
The most challenging bit was wondering if I had done enough. It was the mental battle of have I trained enough? And then just pushing through that and realising that you've done what you've done, and that's what you got to work with and work hard.
I think it's a competition that you do with yourselves, you know. I joke around about with everyone to be, you know, I'm better than you, blah, 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 but I'm actually competing with myself. So this is my third open competition. The first one I finished like 100,000 or something like that in the world, then 60,000, and this year 20,000 or something.
And I wanted to do the CrossFit Open because I like to challenge myself, test myself each year that I've done CrossFit and see how my progress has come throughout the year.
I wanted to participate in the Open for a couple of reasons. One, I just wanted to have fun, try it out. Two, I wanted to kind of challenge myself and see where I sit on the leaderboard.
A little bit different, but I think just not quite as much. Okay. I think because the build up to the Commonwealth Games is so big, you spend, you know, weeks feeling that like nerves, anxiety and like that build up, and you've got to try and like work out strategies to get good sleep and like all of that. Whereas I think the open workouts is a couple of days. I think because everyone did it on a Friday and they didn't end up doing it until a Sunday, like that was terrible. That was the worst. Never do that again. The last one I was like, thank God I'm done. But yeah, it's just a lower grade, I feel. Can I say Ninja Warrior? That is another level of nerves. That
really?
was full
Okay.
on. I'd say that was kind of comparable the first time I did Ninja.
Yeah, okay.
That was full on. I think it's just because it's like, the open, it's like the first step, you know what I mean? So you do have nerves, but it's like, it's not like do or die. There's the opportunity to repeat if you need, like, it's not like this is my only only option.
There's different options there to be able to like to get through. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, but like in competition, similar vibes, like this is my moment.
It's a tough question only because it's so hard to pick at one moment. Like there's so many cool little moments with the members hitting weights they couldn't hit before, or pushing into rounds they couldn't push. Just probably the coolest thing. It's a fairly, I guess, generic moment, if you want to use that word, because it happens like at every workout and every heat pretty much. But the coolest thing is just watching the people who are spectating someone, how fired up they get for someone to do well. And that, like I said, it happens in every single heat, in every single workout for the 3 weeks, but it never stops being cool to see like friends and even sometimes people who don't even really know the member, like know of them in class but never really talk to them, but just the spectators really getting behind people on their efforts. And there might be, you know, finishing the last round and like, or hitting a big lift, or it might be something as mundane as they got 20 seconds left in the clock and is trying to finish one of those sets of burpees. It's like nowhere near the end, nothing quote unquote impressive, but just like everyone can tell that person's at their limit, and everyone wants to see it. Everyone respects game, I guess, in this racket. You want to see people push to the end, and it inspires people, and everyone really gets invested in each other, and that's really cool to see. And that's why we turn up to do the workout on Friday night, when it would honestly be more convenient to do it in the morning at my house, but then you don't get that moment, and it's almost like, you know, we're all in this together kind of thing. I want to make sure that I'm in and around all that, because people really care. You know, it's one of the few sports, like you go to a normal sporting event, you're watching a supporter barrack for their football team, for example, and they get really into it. Obviously, they're very passionate. Yeah. But I still think it doesn't match the level of this sport, where not only do people support their athletes, but they also have done the workout. Like no one else has taken the field on Suncorp Stadium before the Broncos play, but you've literally just done the workout. You're now watching like these top people hit, or you watch the live announcement on TV and then you hit that workout a few hours later. It's one of the few sports where you get to do the thing that you're cheering the athletes on, and that's just brings a whole other level of connection, I guess, to it, because we all know how it feels. The times might look different, the weights might look different, but we all feel the same way.
But it is true, like watching people do
the first muscle up or something like that during it with all the community around them,
and just like pushing past what they think that they're even capable of, and then seeing people do that and then be like, they have that drive that they're just like, I want to do that again. Like, you know, I don't ever really push for people to repeat workouts, but to see people be like, as soon as they finish their workout, they are wiped out. They're like, I can do better.
Yeah.
That's a really good question. I think like when I first started training CrossFit, like I really couldn't train on my own. Like I always needed to be in a class environment where there were people around me in order to like push myself. But like since like becoming a coach and like having to pretty much follow a program on my own. Like, I've gotten a lot used to training on my own, but it's always better with other people. Like, if I could choose, even if it's not a crowd, having only a couple people like watching would definitely have an impact, I reckon.
In the end, there was 187 participants within CrossFit Torian that actually took on the CrossFit Open. And at Torian, they actually pride themselves on a couple of items, and the fact of the name Torian itself actually stands for being together, for having ownership, respect to one another, integrity between themselves, seeking adversity, and of course, never giving up. The community as a whole came together to undertake the CrossFit Open, and whether it was the coaches and members who were pursuing to work out as part of quarterfinals, semi-finals, and even the CrossFit Games, all the way through to the individuals who just wanted to partake in it, have the challenge, seek that adversity, and of course, never giving up. This has been a video from the Mere Mortals team. I hope you enjoyed wherever you are in the world, but for now, that is all. One out.